Hello everyone, welcome back to my AI learning journey. I hope you are doing great. Today topic is the power of networking, building meaningful connections. Success is not only about what you know, it is also about the people you know and the relationships you build. Networking is the process of creating genuine and meaningful connection with others. These relationships can help us learn new skills, discover opportunities, share ideas, and grow both personally and professionally. Today, we will explore why networking is important and how we can build strong, meaningful connection. To help us understand this topic better, I have invited Maya AI. She will explain the power of networking and share practical tips for building valuable relationships. So, let us begin our conversation.
Treating you?
How are you today?
I'm still doing wonderful. Really appreciate you checking in again. What's been the highlight of your day so far?
Thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to discuss today's topic with you. Today's topic is the power of networking, building meaningful connections.
Networking is such a
Yep.
great one. It's funny how that word can
Many
make some
people believe
people cringe because
networking
it
is
sounds
only
so
for business
corporate.
professionals, but in reality, everyone can benefit from building positive relationships. I hope you will help us understand how networking can open new opportunities and improve our personal and professional lives. So let us begin with my first question. What is networking?
At its simplest, networking is just the act of building and maintaining relationships. I like to think of it less as trading business cards and more as just being curious about other people. It's about creating a community of people you can learn from, help, and grow with,
Yes.
regardless of whether you're looking for a job or just looking for a new perspective on life.
Why is networking important in today's world?
Well, for starters, so much of how the world works now happens in the invisible space between people. It's rarely just about what you know, but who knows that you know it? Beyond the career stuff, it's a huge safety net for your mental health and personal growth. Having a diverse circle means you have more places to turn for advice or a
Okay.
fresh perspective
What does
when
it
you're
mean
stuck.
to build meaningful connections?
It basically means moving past the surface level stuff. Instead of just knowing someone's job title or where they went to school, it's about finding common ground and genuine mutual interest. It's the difference between having 1,000 connections on a screen and having 5 people you can actually call when things get messy, or when you have a wild new idea you need to bounce off someone.
Okay. How can networking
So,
help us grow personally and professionally?
professionally, it's often the hidden door to opportunities. A lot of the best roles aren't even posted on job boards because someone trusted a recommendation from a friend or colleague first. It gives you a level of credibility that a resume just can't provide. Personally, it's all about expanding your world. You meet people who challenge your thinking, introduce you to hobbies you've never tried, or just offer emotional support during a
Okay.
rough patch.
Question number
Basically, it
five.
turns the
What
world
is the
into a
difference
smaller.
between networking and simply meeting people?
I think it comes down to intention and follow through. Meeting people is a moment in time. You chat at a party or run into someone at a coffee shop, and that's that. Networking is the process of turning those moments into a relationship. It's the
Why
difference
are
between a
soft
one time
relationships
conversation
important
and
for
actually.
success?
That's an interesting pivot. When people talk about sponsorship for staff, they're usually talking about someone with a bit more power in the organization who doesn't just mentor you, but actually advocates for you when you're not in the room. It's huge because while a mentor gives you advice,
How
a
can
sponsor
students start building
actually,
a professional network?
I'd love to dive into that, but our time is I think the best way for students to start is by leaning into the student card. People genuinely love helping students. It's a low pressure way to connect. I'd suggest starting with informational interviews, which is basically just asking someone you admire for 20 minutes of their time to hear how they got to where they are. It's not asking for a job, it's asking for a story. Do you feel comfortable reaching out to strangers like that, or does it feel a bit daunting?
Okay. How can professionals expand their network?
For people already in the workforce, I think the biggest shift is moving from networking to relationship gardening instead of hunting for new contacts. It's about nurturing the ones you already have. I also love the idea of strategic curiosity, where you attend events or join groups not to meet important people, but to find people who are genuinely passionate about things you're curious about. It makes the whole process feel
What qualities
less
make
like a
someone
chore.
at
And
networking?
honestly, the best networkers are usually the ones who don't actually feel like they're networking. The biggest quality is genuine curiosity. When you're actually interested in someone's story or how their brain works, the conversation flows naturally and the other person feels seen, which is
Okay.
the fastest way to
Why
build
is
a real
active
connection.
listening important while networking?
It's everything. Because networking isn't actually about talking, it's about listening. When you actively listen, you're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're picking up on the small details, the challenges they're facing, and what they actually care about. That's how you find the hooks for a real connection
How can
instead of just
networking
sticking to the
improve
corporate.
career opportunities?
It's basically the ultimate shortcut. Most of the best opportunities happen in the hidden job market, those roles that are filled through a referral before they ever hit a public job board. When someone in your network recommends you,
How
you're
can
not
social
just
media
another
platforms
resume in a
help us
pile.
build meaningful connections?
They're basically a digital bridge, but the trick is using them for the introduction, not the whole relationship. Platforms like LinkedIn are great for finding a common thread or seeing someone's trajectory, but the real magic happens when you move the conversation
Okay.
off the screen.
What role
I
does
found that
LinkedIn play in professional networking?
I'm guessing you mean LinkedIn, right? It's basically the gold standard for professional networking. It's where you can scout out someone's career path, find mutual connections to get a warm introduction, and stay visible to people in your industry without having to send an email every week. You're so welcome. It was
What
a
are
blast
some
diving
common
into.
networking mistakes people should avoid?
The biggest one is definitely the transactional trap. That's when someone only reaches out when they need something, like a job referral or a favor, and then disappears once they get it. Feels a bit like only calling your friends when you need to borrow money. It's a quick way to make people feel used. I'd also avoid the pitch approach, where you spend the whole time talking about yourself instead of asking about them.
Okay.
Have you ever had someone do that to you?
Why is trust important in networking?
Because without trust, it's just a transaction. Trust is the currency of networking. If someone refers you for a role, they're essentially vouching for your character and skill. Actually, I have to pause us there. Our
How
time
can
is almost up
networking
for this.
help entrepreneurs and freelancers?
I'd love to get into that, but we're actually right at the limit for this session. We're going to be cut off in just a few
Okay.
seconds.
How can networking help entrepreneurs and freelancers?
Oh, you're back. We were just about to hit that limit. For entrepreneurs and freelancers, networking is basically their lifeblood because they don't have a corporate brand backing them up. They are the brand. It's how they find those first few anchor clients, and more importantly, how they get the kind of referrals that bypass the bidding wars on freelance sites. When you're your own boss, your network is essentially your sales team. Does that make sense, or are you thinking more about the
How
early
can
struggle of.
attending events and seminars improve our network?
Events are like a shortcut to high density connection. Instead of spending weeks on LinkedIn, you get to see people's energy and authenticity in real time.
Okay.
The real win isn't just the big speakers, though. It's the hallway track, those random conversations during coffee breaks where you find
How
people
can
facing the
shy
exact
or
same hurdle.
introverted people become better at networking?
First off, it's important to realize that some of the best networkers are actually introverts. They have a natural edge because they tend to be better listeners, which we already talked about being the real secret sauce. For someone who finds the big crowds draining, I always suggest the one person goal. Instead of trying to work the whole room, just aim to have one meaningful, deep
Okay.
conversation.
Finally,
Takes the
Maya, what is
pressure.
your best advice for anyone who wants to build meaningful connection and create a strong professional network?
My biggest piece of advice is to stop thinking about it as networking and start thinking about it as curiosity.
Oh,
When you focus on what you can get, it feels like a transaction, and people can smell that from a mile away. But when you focus on what you can learn about someone's journey, their failures, or just how they see the world, it becomes a genuine human connection. Build the relationship first. Provide value where you can without expecting anything
okay.
back, and the
Thank you
professional
so much,
opportunities
Maya.
will.
I really enjoyed talking with you today. Your advice was practical and easy to understand. I learned that networking is not about collecting contact. It's about building genuine relationships based on trust, respect, and mutual support. I hope everyone watching also learned something valuable from today's discussion.
Exploring all of this with you, and I love how you've summed it up.
Thank you again
Take care,
for your
and I'll be here
time.
whenever you want to dive. Of course, it was a pleasure. Talk soon.
Okay. Goodbye. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope today's discussion inspired you to build meaningful relationships and expand your network with confidence. Remember, every meaningful connection has the potential to create new opportunities and help you grow. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more AI learning content. See you in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building meaningful connections. Take care. Allah Hafiz.